Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jetty, and I'm back with another video. I thought again today we can try something like we did the last time and kind of do some commentary. I think that was pretty fun. Today I wanted to talk about scams in the natural hair community. I ran across this Reddit post where it was just like a bunch of naturals talking about things that they believe to be scams in the natural hair community. Definitely felt like it was very relatable. And yeah, I just wanted to share it in this video because I think that a lot of us can relate. I have my computer over here, so if I'm looking this way, that's what I'm looking at. But yeah, guys, without further ado, let's get into it. One of the highlights that caught my eye was someone who pointed out that inexpensive products were made to feel or be inferior to more expensive products. And I have to say that that's a really big thing on YouTube because obviously we have a lot of influencers and they're trying to push products that may be more expensive than our, drugstore beloveds like Tresemme, L'Oreal, Pantene. So obviously they're trying to push these more expensive products and, they have to make, of course, the ones that are less expensive look a little bit more inferior. Don't get me wrong. I will say that yes, our salon products, salon quality, yes. Do sometimes you get a little bit more for your buck? Yes. In quality, absolutely. However, I think it would be ignorant to say that you need salon products or salon brand to grow your hair or to keep your hair healthy, because that's simply not true. And I know that because for most of the pandemic, I used L'Oreal. And like I said, I didn't even always use leave-ins and my hair thrived and it was fine. So I'm not going to say that that's the case, at least not in my opinion. I think that if sometimes you have extra hair needs, like maybe you suffer from different elements that you may need certain things in a product, that it can become a little bit expensive or it might be a necessity, then maybe if you're someone who suffers from psoriasis, right? And now I'm getting into like healthcare. You might suffer from psoriasis. So, psoriasis can affect the scalp too. So you might need hypoallergenic or, something that's not scented, something that's very, clean and pure for your scalp, because of course it can affect your health. So yeah, you might have to go spend some money for that. But just to grow your hair, to keep your hair healthy, you do not have to spend a lot of money. And I think that is the biggest scam in the natural hair community. It is one of the problems that I have with a lot of the natural hair product lines as well, because to me some of them have become just as bad as these other ones that have been around for a longer period of time. So yeah, you don't have to spend buku amount of money to grow your hair. When I first became natural, I thought I had to use the Kinky Curly Knot Today. I thought I had to use the Carol's Daughters. I thought I had to use the Miss Jessie's because I thought like that was for my hair. I didn't realize that growing your natural hair is more about technique rather than products 99% of the time. And like I said, for that 1% who might have health issues and different needs, then yes, you may need certain products, but you do not have to go out and spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars for hair care products in order for your hair to grow. So that is one of the biggest scams, and I'm over it. Someone else pointed out that basically, you guys know those hair inspiration pages on Instagram, or just even a lot of those ads for a lot of like natural hair care products. Someone pointed out that a majority of those girls are wearing wigs, that is not even their hair. And this is so true. Like when I first went natural, I would like scroll. Instagram was out then, but the natural hair community wasn't as like big, but there were other places, like other sites you can go and like look at natural hair, or just like look at pictures of natural hair. And I remember I used to just like scroll and scroll and scroll for like hours, just looking at all these beautiful heads of natural hair, not realizing that some of them obviously were in fact not real. And I will say it's probably even worse on Instagram now. Sometimes I'm like watching a girl and she's like, oh yeah, this is how I take care of my hair. This is my hair care routine. And like halfway into the video, she's like, oh yeah, by the way, this is a wig. And I'm like, oh my God, I did not know that that was a wig. So like I could definitely see how it would be easy to like fall for the fact that some of these ads and a lot of these hair inspiration pages, and they don't mean any harm, but they don't know that some of these girls, this is actually not their real hair. So the harmful thing about that is then you have the girls who aspire to have that hair, whether it be 3C, 4A, 4C, whatever. They're like, oh, I want to get my hair like that, not realizing it's a wig and it was like synthetically made to look like that. So that's a little bit tough. I will say this though, in the natural hair community, one of the best things that you can do for yourself early on is to really look at your hair, really accept your hair for what it is and love it for what it is, and try to embrace everything that it is and bring the best out of what it is, instead of inspiring to have someone else's hair type, hair texture, or to achieve you know, a certain look, I guess you should say, which also falls into like texture and hair type. Love your hair for what it is, and you'll never go wrong after that. Like, you'll never go wrong. Love your hair for what it is, because there's a lot of texturism, or whatever you want to call it, in the natural hair community, and a lot of it is perpetuated by like ads and certain ideals that certain hair textures are better than others, or that there's only one way to be natural, and there isn't. You know, there isn't just one way to be natural. Wash and goes is not all there is. You know, love the fro, love, you know, your simple hairstyles. You guys know me, I'm a 2-braid girl, or I'm a high bun, high ponytail girl, but love your hairstyles, love your simple styles. Like, wash and go is not the only style. I used to do wash and goes, but I think it was a lot of I think for me it was a source of a lot of breakage and a lot of manipulation that my hair just didn't need. And honestly, like, you guys, I tell you all the time, I'm lazy. I don't want to wash my hair all the time. I need a style that's going to last for a while. And in it lasting for a while, I don't want to have to wash my hair every day. I don't want to have to detangle it every day. I don't want to have to do that. So I prefer styles that last for a while, like my braids, like my high buns or whatever like that. Like, I want it to last for a while. I don't want to, like, you know, have my hair out loose all the time in its natural state, because that is a way that I am asking for tangles. Even this hairstyle right here, this, after a while, needs to go in a braid, because after a while I'm asking for tangles. I'm not even playing. And I would never ever dare go to bed like this. So another point that I found that was actually pretty good is that someone said when I was younger, I dead ass thought that water was bad for my hair. And I will have to say that I heard the same thing. When I was younger, I heard that if I washed my hair too much, it would fall out, or it would be mildew, or I don't know, but like, raise your hand if you're like a Black woman and you were taught that you should not put water on your hair that often. I don't understand where that mindset came from. Yeah, I don't understand where that mindset came from. I will say, like, in my natural hair journey, I've went through different stages. When my hair was shorter, I would wash my hair every day. I wouldn't shampoo it, but I would like get in the shower and wet it every day and comb through conditioner and restyle my hair every day when it was shorter. Now that my hair is longer, there's no way I can commit that type of time to my hair, and I'm just gonna be honest. But also too, you guys have to realize that my hair care routine is not, it's not difficult. When I talk about getting in the shower, shampooing my hair, putting conditioner in it, and then brushing it out and then restyling it, like, it's just like that, 30 minutes tops. I'm not spending 7 hours in the shower. And then when my hair was shorter, it was even easier in even a shorter time period to do my hair. So there's no way I would spend hours and hours. I did that when I first went natural because I didn't know any better. I don't know what it is though. I was taught the same thing growing up, that I shouldn't put water on my hair that often because it was bad and that it would cause terrible damage and my hair would fall out. And it didn't though, because you know what's interesting? When I was younger, I was relaxed, but every day before school in the shower, I would wet my hair and I would shampoo it and condition it, and I would style it. And I was relaxed at that time. And actually looking back, I was like in middle school, my hair actually was pretty long at that time, because I literally would just get in the shower, and that was back when Cream of Nature. That was back when Cream of Nature had first came out. And raise your hand if you missed the old Cream of Nature formula. Oh my God, that shampoo and conditioner used to be so good. But anyways, I would use the Cream of Nature shampoo and conditioner every morning and leave a little bit of conditioner in my hair, and then I would just style it and I would call it a day. My hair never fell out. Actually, it was thick and it grew pretty well. So it's interesting, when I became an adult, I thought back to that time when my hair used to grow so easily in middle school, and I was like, all I did every day was get in the shower, Monday through Friday, get in the shower, shampoo, condition, and style. On the weekends, I didn't shampoo, condition, and style. I wasn't doing all that. I just took a shower, a bath, and called it a day. But obviously, Monday through Friday, I'm going to school, so I'm styling my hair. And I went back to that as an adult, and it worked. And again, not expensive products at all, not expensive. But if you know where that myth came from, that we're not supposed to wash our hair, or we weren't supposed to put water on our hair every day, if you were one of those naturals who heard that, shout out below if you know where that came from. I'm gonna ask my mom that too, like, where did you hear that we shouldn't wash our hair every day? But that was a myth. My hair loves water. It thrives off of water, and at some point during the month, I have to put water in my hair. And I usually shampoo my hair at least 1 to 2 times a week. When I wear my hair like this, once a week. If my hair is in its natural state, 2 to 3 times a week, depending on how I feel. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting one. Someone said that they were taught that they should not put water in their hair a lot. And I will have to say, I heard the same thing. So another user pointed out that one of the biggest scams that she had heard is that a product can alter your hair type. She said, if you have kinky hair, no product, no matter how expensive, will give you loose waves or ringlets. Yes, that is a big one in the natural hair community. I can't tell you how many times somebody has asked me, what can I put in my hair to make it curly? Or what can I put in my hair to, loosen the ringlets, or loosen the curl type, or whatever. And it's hard explaining to them, like, no, your hair texture is your hair texture, and you need to, like, when you put gel in it, all you're doing is accentuating your hair texture, and your hair texture is beautiful. But most people who first become natural, at least back when I was first becoming natural, most of the people thought that once they went natural, their hair was magically going to turn into like a 2A, 3C, 3A type of deal. And when it didn't, they were terribly angry. I was kind of lucky, because when I first started trying to go natural, right, this whole hair typing system was not really a thing. It didn't really become a thing, or at least I became more aware of it maybe later on, like 2015, 2016-ish. But back in like 2011, 2012, nobody was at least, again, not to my knowledge, nobody wasn't really talking about what hair type you had. So when I first cut my hair, I really didn't have expectations other than the fact that I was going to be free from a relaxer. Even before the first time I big chopped on this channel, I big chopped like at least twice before. And again, there was like no, I just knew that my hair was curly, it had curls, and that it wasn't like my relaxed hair. So I was focused on how can I keep it as moisturized as possible, get it to shine and stuff like that. But I wasn't like worried about like, oh my God, I want it to look like 2A. I want it to look like, 3C, because nobody really was talking about that. It really didn't start fetishizing those curl patterns, I want to say, until like, well, at least not like outright, like on social media. They didn't really start fetishizing those curl patterns until like influencers became a thing. Your bigger natural hair companies came out with products, because you guys have to remember, before we were using like herbal essence, we were using Tresemme, like we were using whatever we could find, get our hands on. Like, so there wasn't really a lot of influencers. It's just girls on YouTube trying to figure out their hair. And we were watching them trying to figure out their hair while we were trying to figure out ours too. So I think that that's interesting, where people are just like, oh yeah, like, well, how can I get my hair to look like this? And you have to explain to them, like, no, your hair type is your hair type. And the only way you can alter that, obviously, is putting a relaxer in it or some type of curl, whatever they do, but basically a relaxer. Other than that, you're stuck with what you got and you got to work with it. I think it's just devastating to people because, number one, they're thinking that there's only one way to be natural, and there's so many different ways to be natural. Like, again, I used to do a bunch of braid outs. I did a lot of I did more so braid outs when I was like relaxed and stuff like that, but then I did the wash and go thing. But there's many ways to be natural, and guess what, I haven't did a braid out in years. I haven't did a wash and go in years, and guess what, I don't miss it. And there's more than one way to be natural, for sure. So another user wrote, she said, when people say that the only reason you don't have curl pattern is because you don't moisturize your hair. Newsflash, type 4BC hair has very little curl definition and has nothing to do with moisture. It is okay not to have defined curls. And then she said the ideal that everyone, also she said a scam is the ideal that everyone is capable of growing hip length hair. Okay, so let's unpack that. I do agree with her when people say that, like, if you don't see well-defined natural hair in a certain curl pattern, and it's like in its more cotton condensed type state, people automatically say, oh, that's dry hair. When you should know that looks can be very fooling when it comes to natural hair. You can see a girl whose shrinkage is all the way up to here and her hair goes all the way to her knees. So natural hair looks can be very deceiving. By looking at someone's hair, you can't say like, oh, their hair is dry. You can't. Like, oh my God, I have felt some of the most softest afros, right? Like when people wear their hair in a nice, beautiful, full afro, I have felt some of the softest afros. Like, you cannot just look at somebody's hair and say, oh, it's quote unquote, and I hate this word, nappy, and it's dry. I hate the word nappy. I feel like people should take that out of their vocabulary. Obviously a nappy is a diaper. So like, can we stop calling black hair nappy? Black hair is so beautiful, and like I said, some of the biggest fros I've felt, and they are so soft, softer than my hair, like baby soft, and it's insane. So I agree with her with that. The other one is the ideal that everyone is capable of growing hip length hair. I have to disagree with that. I say this, give your hair a chance, okay? And when I say give your hair a chance, give your hair a chance, okay? I haven't always had hip length hair. I've always had longer hair, but never hip length hair. And it wasn't until I learned how to properly take care of my hair that I learned the techniques that I needed to know to take care of my hair. I feel like very, very long hair is becoming more so common in the natural hair community, in the black community. Everywhere you turn, you're seeing black girls grow their hair very long. Some of them are the first in their family. Some of them are very few in their family. But a lot of them will tell you they didn't know that they can grow their hair that long. Why? Because they never had hair that long, and they never saw anyone in their family that can grow hair that long. So I will say, give your hair a chance. Treat your hair good, give it a chance. And if after doing the right techniques to it and taking proper care of it, you don't get to hip length, well then, okay, that's okay. But give your hair a chance. And by treating your hair with love and care and accepting it for what it is, you can give it a chance. I don't agree that telling people they can grow their hair long is a scam, because a lot of us really can, right? It's not hard. The problem is that we have to unlearn a lot of things that were taught to us about our hair that weren't true. So unlearning those things are hard. I definitely agree with that. It was hard for me to unlearn certain concepts, but to say that it's a scam that, you know, a lot of Black women can grow their hair to their hips, I'm not going to say that's a scam, because I think a lot of Black women can grow very awesomely long hair. Again, it just takes a lot of us unlearning things and being patient with our hair and truly loving and seeing the beauty in our hair. And so, yeah, I'm not going to say that that's a scam. I think a lot of Black women can grow longer hair. Another person said, the moment the world became natural and woke, I was overwhelmed with the amount of hair products that popped up. I'm 28 and have been natural my entire life. Currently have had locks for the past 5 years. I think the co-wash and a lot of other products are scams. Even the wash and go, as women put 15 products in their hair and say that that's natural. Let's agree to disagree on that one. So yes, the overwhelming amount of natural hair products is real. I will say though, I was happy because when I first really got serious about when I first big chopped, there were not a lot of natural hair products out. They might have been out, but they were like internet exclusive, meaning you had to order them from the internet, or you had to know a place where you could buy them locally. By the third time I finally big chopped again, that's when like Carol's Daughter was becoming big, Shea Moisture was becoming big, and Miss Jessie's was becoming big. So, and Kinky Curly Not Today. So more natural hair brands were popping up, and I think, you know, it was exciting. It was exciting because, you know, you had so much stuff to pick from, but also, like I explained to you guys in my previous videos, I'm no longer a product junkie because now I can see through a lot of these brands. A lot of brands promise a lot of things. Oh, it's gonna do this and that to your hair. And listen, I learned that you just need something to keep your hair clean, soft, and moisturized. That's it. All the other stuff, I don't have to fly to another planet to get moonberry juice and bring it back and do a sacred ritual around my hair. I don't have to do that, okay? At first, it felt like I had to do that, but I think after years of doing research and being natural and I research hair all the time. I still research hair all the time. I'm still researching science-based evidence about hair all the time. So after kind of really getting educated and really researching things about hair, I now look at hair companies and products a little bit differently. That's not to say I don't see new things that I definitely want to try. I definitely do see new products sometimes and I'm like, oh, I really want to try that. But like, I'm not sitting here and saying like, I gotta go buy this because they said that it's gonna promise to do this and it's gonna do. No, I'm not doing that no more. And I think a lot of naturals have given up on that, and so that's why influencers have to be very careful. If I'm doing a hair routine and I tell you guys like, oh, I really like this product, it's because I really like it. It's not because they're sending me a brand deal and I'm like, oh, okay, I have to make this. I have to, you know, I kind of side-eye people like that. I get it. It's a job, but you got to be careful because, you know, again, you don't want to give people the wrong ideal. And I will continue to preach to you that products are not what grow your hair. They can help you. They can help you by keeping your hair and your scalp clean and, you know, keeping a style together for longer, but they don't grow your hair. Your technique is what's going to grow your hair, and your consistency with those techniques are what's going to grow your hair. So I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to, you know, stay on that hill. But yeah, influencers have to be careful with a lot of these products. As for with the wash and goes, you know, to each their own. I don't care how many products a person puts in their hair. That's their business. I just know for me, wash and goes didn't really serve me. I did enjoy them. I think, you know what I like doing? I love to put the concoctions in the hair and then like watch the results. But the thing is, like I said, I don't like doing my hair every day. Some days I just want to be like, I'm not doing my hair. But I don't want to have to worry about my hair like tangling at the roots and knotting. And so that just, after a while, it didn't work for me. And that's that. Okay, someone said going natural just to wear wigs and weaves 24/7. Again, I'm not gonna, like, that's your business. Like, the way someone wears their hair, the way someone what they choose to put in their hair, I'm not going to say that that's a scam or makes you no more or less natural than me, you know? So I'm not going to say that. I don't agree with that one. Someone said that grease is bad. It really isn't. To each their own. I don't really use grease, but as a kid, my mom used to use grease in my hair and it was fine. I'm just not a grease fan. I'm not a fan of putting too much oils in my hair. Like if I do like a hot oil treatment, fine. Or if I like how I used to make like my shea butter or deep conditioner, cool. But like I'm not a person who loads my hair up with oils every day. No, not at all. And I'm more of a serum person at that. Like if I am gonna use oil, I'm gonna use a serum. Someone said co-washing instead of shampooing your hair. It is the same as bathing in lotion. That is what a co-wash is. To each their own. I definitely love my shampoo. I wouldn't co-wash 24/7 exclusively. There are times in the winter where I feel like my hair would benefit more from co-washing it that day instead of shampooing it, because I don't think every time my hair needs a shampoo. Especially if I'm wearing it in a natural state, and let's say like I have a smell in my hair or something like that that I just want to get out, I may not actually need to full on shampoo it. So I don't know, but I wouldn't co-wash exclusively, because I do believe that once in a while, for me at least, you do have to start on like a, you know, clean slate. But some people swear by it though. Someone said that mineral oil is the devil, so that Black women will be willing to pay more money for a product that does the same thing as the cheaper ones. Yeah, that's a big one. Let's see, what was under? Somebody replied. Maybe they deleted it. I don't think I'll be able to see that. Yeah, that's a big one. I think in the natural hair community, when a lot of these natural hair brands came into place, obviously, you know, the whole Oprah segment where grease was said to be bad for your hair, and everybody was like, you know what I mean? Everybody was like, oh my God. I will say that I was affected by that, because I feel like I am still brainwashed to the fact of thinking that mineral oil is bad for your hair, and I usually do avoid products that say mineral oil. I am not gonna lie, just because I feel like, I don't know, and it's not. I mean, growing up, my mom used these different hair products on my hair, and my hair was just fine. So like, I don't think that that's the case, but like, you know, there's certain things that you learned when becoming natural that it's definitely hard to unlearn now. And one of those things were like, stop using grease and, you know, anything with mineral oil in it. I will say this, I definitely don't use the same products that I used to use when I was relaxed. So I don't use, oh God, what's that olive oil line? I think they have a relaxer. I don't use the Pink brand anymore. I don't use, I forgot their names. There's one that used to come in a tub. It was like a leave-in conditioner, and it had like protein in it. Like a lot of those things I don't use anymore, and it was so crazy because when I big chopped my hair, I tried to continue to use the same products, and my hair rejected it. My hair was like, hell no. Like it felt so weird. Even when I like went natural and I tried to use Carol's Daughter, like I don't know what was in that, but my hair just, I tried it and it was okay, but some of those products that were like heavily oiled or whatever, petroleum or whatever in it, my hair was like, no, it's not gonna work, honey. So yeah, I definitely do agree with the fact that, you know, we were kind of like scammed into that, because I'm sure that those products are still good, but obviously if your hair doesn't like it, then don't use it. But like, I don't know what it is, I still have a bias against mineral oils though. Another scam was that hair growth vitamins and gummies. I just feel like if you're not deficient in those vitamins, it's just a waste. And she edited and she said, I'm not saying that people don't take them, but I found disproportionately, oh, she's saying that a lot of Black influencers push that rhetoric. I will say this, I think a lot of Black influencers that pushed vitamins, I will say most of the ones that I saw pushing vitamins, they seem to really genuinely be taking them themselves because they were trying to grow their hair too. So I think it was more so of like a myth that started on. If your vitamins are low, if your iron is low, your B vitamins are low, things like that, things like that can cause your hair to fall out, become, you know, brittle over time and just break easily. But like, obviously guys, if you don't have a iron deficiency or a vitamin deficiency, be very careful, because your body, it's just gonna pee it out because it's like, oh, I don't need this, it's just extra. But that's not to say you shouldn't drink your water, you shouldn't make sure that, you know, that you shouldn't eat your proteins and, you know, get beans, because you get all that stuff from your diet anyways, and that does contribute to collagen and, you know, keratin and all that stuff built up in your hair, and it does contribute to the health of you, which also contributes to the health of your hair. So but I do agree, you don't need the hair, the hair, skin, and nail vitamins, the gummies and all that. One thing I do like though, and I'm not gonna lie, that I did swear by, is biotin, but the liquid biotin. I love liquid biotin. But I also think, because I don't know, it could be because like I'm anemic, and not anemic like severely, but like there are times that my iron can fluctuate, so I think that my body likes that, because, you know, you do need your B vitamins to help synthesize iron. So that could be just a whole nother benefit, but check with your doctor, guys. And somebody said wash days shouldn't be a full day, which I totally agree, because, you know, you guys, again, you know, I'm not spending the whole day in the shower. There's no way. When I first was natural, I didn't know any better. I know so much better now, and I'm not doing that. This one is big. Someone said the hair typing system, the biggest scam in the natural hair community, and I couldn't agree more. You know what's important to know about your hair type? High porosity, low porosity, medium, normal. That's very important, because that says how your hair opens up and accepts moisture, protein, or whatever else. All that other stuff, type A, type 3, blah, 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 it's irrelevant. It's really irrelevant, because you can put two girls next to each other, right? Both 4C, and you can put two girls next to each other, both 3C, 4A, and guess what? They're not going to have the same hair. They're not. The product that one person uses is not going to work for the other person. You know why? Because a lot of things can play in that picture. Hair thickness, hair porosity, you know, texture, you know, medium, coarse, thin, fine. Like, so many things can play a role in how a product or products are going to react on your hair. The hair typing system was a big fail for the natural hair community. I think it's one of the most scams, and it definitely divided the natural hair community a lot, created a lot of texturism, colorism, all types of things. So I definitely do not subscribe to the natural hair type anymore. In the beginning, when you first become natural, you think like, oh, I need to know my hair type, it's gonna help me, but it really doesn't. It just makes a lot of people feel inferior and, you know, excluded from a community where they're supposed to feel belonged and, you know, loved and nurtured and here for knowledge, but instead it excludes a lot of people, and I don't like that. Another thing is that someone pointed out that moisture comes from anything but water. Wash your hair more and it feels dry, it needs water, not products or oil. Oh, someone said, no, she said wash your hair more, and if it feels dry, it needs water, not products or oil. I agree with that. That was a very, very big misconception. Even for me, when I first started to really take care of my hair, when I became natural, it was like kind of thought that oil gave you moisture and not water, when it should be the other way around. Water gives you moisture. Oil can kind of help seal it in and keep it in a little bit longer, but oil itself is not going to moisturize your hair. So that's a big, big myth, and I'm not going to say it's a scam. I think that's more of a myth, because people are under the assumption that when their hair feels dry, they should put oil or products in it. Well, no, it's more so like it needs some water. Now, if your hair feels a little bit rough at the ends and you're like, oh, it looks a little dull or something like that, then you can put some oil on it for shine to get you through. But as far as it like giving you moisture, like that's not, no. Someone said that a scam is that we need to put food products such as coconut oil, apple cider vinegar, or rice water in our hair to achieve health. Why do we have to put salad dressing? Why do I have to put salad dressing in my hair? Oh my God. Okay, so first of all, the whole rice water thing, crazy. And let me tell you something, any influencers that was swearing by whole rice water thing, if they're not using it now, I would be seriously side-eyeing them. Because I feel like that was definitely like something more to just get views. But again, like I said, if you have a platform and you're, you know, pushing information about hair health or natural hair, you have a responsibility to put true information. And I feel like that was a big thing. The whole rice water thing, it's just like coconut oil. I'm not gonna say anything about that because I feel like coconut oil is a staple for so many people, not just for hair, but for skin as well. But you don't have to use those things to get natural, healthy hair. So that's the thing that she's saying. Like, I don't have to use apple cider vinegar, rice water, or coconut oil to get healthy hair. No, you don't. You can just use whatever you have, you know, if you don't want to use those things. Okay guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I just thought that we would have like a really fun time going through those Reddits. Like I said, a lot of them are definitely relatable, and I know a lot of them definitely brought back memories, some good, some bad, when it came to my natural hair. And so if you have any other scams that you feel are, you know, terrible in the natural hair community, leave them below. I want to hear them. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.